Hello and welcome to Oaf Culture, where today we are covering some DC animation news. I've been waiting for quite a while, and it feels like even quieter of a while due to the state of the world, to hear something about this. What is it? Why, Batman The Long Halloween. This is going to be a two-part animated movie with, as far as I know, part 1 coming out in the summer of 2021 and part 2 coming out in the fall. If that doesn't change, it'll be super nice to have some Batman content coming out, since we've already been let down once.
A beautiful lie.
So just real quick, this is a comic miniseries originally written by Jeff Loeb that came out in the 90s, and it's set in its own self-contained universe, but it isn't too different from the main canon in many ways that we can see. This is a younger Batman, and we see a lot of appearances from a great many of his villains and other supporting characters, but this story focused on a new, original villain, a serial killer known as Holiday. I highly recommend it. I'll have to reread it pretty soon. So today, at the time of recording at least, we found out the voice cast for part 1, and I assume we can also say that we therefore know a lot of the voice cast for part 2, by default. We found out that Jensen Ackles is voicing Batman. Of course, there's still the question of, why do you continue to snub Kevin Conroy? But this is still an exciting choice. Jensen has previously given us an animated DC performance in Batman Under the Red Hood, in which he played the Red Hood and did a great job. Jensen Ackles is well known, of course, for the show Supernatural on the CW, and now he will finally be vindicated for this line from that show.
I'm Batman. Yeah, you're Batman.
Other members of the cast who stick out to me in no particular order are Jack Quaid, Titus Welliver, Alistair Duncan, and Troy Baker. Jack Quaid is really famous right now for starring in The Boys, which Jensen Ackles will actually show up in for season 3. Titus Welliver is a well-known face. He was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. during the LMD arc of that show. Alistair Duncan is actually a hype choice because he is returning to the role of Alfred Pennyworth after doing it for 5 entire TV seasons of 2004's The Batman animated series. Troy Baker, of course, needs no introduction, but I'll give you one anyway. He is the Joker in this, and he was Joker in Arkham Origins, and he is also the first and only actor so far to portray Batman and the Joker in the same project, and that was Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 2019. I am super excited about getting to see The Long Halloween in animated form. We're still far away from the art style of the DCAMU, judging by this image, which looks really good in and of itself, so that's always a plus for me. I wonder how much, if at all, they'll change the story. It was originally 13 comic issues, so I feel like in 2 movies, with each of them being about an hour and 15 minutes, they don't have to cut too many details out to make it very, very similar to how it was in the comic. However, when the Batman Hush movie came out, to my shock and horror, they teased the ending that I already knew from reading the comic, and then all of a sudden, the ending was different. So they could do that this time as well, but I really hope not. I hope that the original vision for this story remains intact, and I really don't think they would change this one. It's just that WB Animation has already shown me that they aren't above changing something in that Hush movie. My other big looming question is, will this take on The Long Halloween take place in the same universe as Superman Man of Tomorrow? If you've seen that movie, then you know they allude to Batman a couple times throughout, and it's no secret on top of that Man of Tomorrow took place in a broader DC universe. There were references everywhere. I pointed them out in my first video on this channel. Really, it'll probably just be a matter of confirming to us verbally in the real world that this is or is not another entry in the Man of Tomorrow universe. And it's fine if it isn't. I'm really just interested to see how soon after the end of the DCAMU we see the start of a new shared animated universe. So, in conclusion, I'm very excited to get my hands on The Long Halloween Part 1, and I plan to be incredibly impatient waiting for Part 2 after that. That's about all I got. Just felt like sharing my thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you happened upon my little channel today and you like the sound of my melodious voice, then feel free to subscribe or do the other YouTube chivalry stuff if you want to. Of course, your viewership is always going to be enough for me. Thank you for being here, my friend. I hope you have a great rest of your day.